Guys, this Max FX. So this was on USD JPY on May 7th. That is last week Wednesday. I wanted to show you guys how this continuation buys, because before the last week kicked off, because of this move, we all know that the market was on a bullish trend. You get? I used to go to the 4 hour to figure out my bias, you get, which the market was buying already. So I wanted to show you guys how I was able to catch this starting point, this trade now that made the impulsive push to the upside. You get? So now that I found out that the market is on a uptrend, you get, at the 4 hour, so I go down to the 1 hour to see whether I can anything out of my view, because I trade SMC, that is smart money concept. So those of you that are beginners, you can make your research, then come back to my video to understand what I'm talking about. So on the 1 hour time frame, I still can't find anything clear. I will keep pushing down to the lower time frame till I'm able to find something alright for me to see my setup in it. So to the 15 minutes, I still can't find anything, but I found out that before this direct move to the upside, the market dropped very massively because of the Japanese that joined the market. They decided to make their currency much stronger, so that was what caused this high volume of sales. But back to what we were saying. So I'm trying to show you guys how I was able to catch this first setup. So still moving down on the lower time frame. Now you all can see that this was where the buy started from, this area, and this was a long sell. Now I can be able to see my own market structure shift at a lower time frame. Mind you, this is a low time frame. You can see 5 minutes, and before I marked out this lower time frame, if I marked out this market structure shift as my own, remember, structure is very important. Mind you, to know how to mark the last place you mark as your market structure shift, that means the last the last high that broke a low. Do you get? After market was selling from here, it was making higher, lower low, higher low, lower low. Do you get? And this was the last high that didn't break this low, so it's still on the same downtrend. So lower high, lower low. You get? It broke this last low. That means this candle, or let's say this area, was the highest low, the last high that caused this small push to the downside, which was breaking the last low. Do you get? So I have marked out that place as my market structure shift. So now, how do I get my inducement? Remember, my inducement is the first pullback after a break of structure or a market structure shift. That is the BOS and the MSS. You get? So that's the first pullback, and from what we have here, this is currently the first pullback. This candle right here. You get? Even if I mark it out now, it's very tiny. So you get? But it's still not clear. So now I've marked my reducement, and this was where the market reacted at. I can't see anything clear. I can't just come and pull my entry at this zone, because this pullback has already mitigated this breaker block. This pullback has already used this breaker block to push to the upside. Do you get? So now I move to the 3 minutes time frame. Mind you, I don't really trade lower time frames. It's where I can't find anything clear on the bigger time frame, like the 1 hour. That what makes me to go so low to the 3 minutes time frame. So now this is the 3 minutes time frame. I want to make it very easy and simple. I don't like things being complicated. So now this is the breakout structure. After the structure happened, this is what's supposed to be our inducement. I can use this as our inducement because this candle, it closed with a full body candle. It didn't close the wick, so it's a correct market structure shift. This is the pullback. Do you understand? Or I can still use here as my inducement. They are both liquidities. You get, here can be your liquidity and here can also be your liquidity. Now remember, what I trade is breakout structure or market structure shift, inducement, and POI. These are the three things that I trade. So what's my point of interest? Some of you will actually go and use this breaker block as your point of interest, which played out already in this market, but that doesn't mean that was what pushed this straight to the upside. This market, like I said, in the 5 hour, this breaker block has already reacted with this that pushed this chart to the upside. You get? So now this is actually my POI. This 3 minutes order block, that's why I marked as my POI. You get? This is actually my POI. And what do? Now that I found my POI, I place my buy entry, put my stop loss below or at the same level with my POI. And now, mind you, some people do exit so early, or some people will extend their take profit to this level because it's the next possible zone. You get? Some people used to extend, or some people I will not say out of business, but because of structure, they now have to extend their take profit to this level. But sometimes it doesn't play out, because if you watch here, when market broke out, it went all the way up, stopped you out, then now decided to hit that target. You get? So why I said you should pay very good attention to your take profit level and your stop losses. Why I used this high, because this high was the last high that was pushed by this breaker block. Do you get? That was the last high. It created the inducement, and this was the last high before it came all the way down to trigger this my other block and take profit. Easy. So this was how. I don't want the video to be so long. You can subscribe to my channel, Max FX. You can come back anytime and watch the video if you can remember, or if you try to study about SMC. Do you get? So it's very, very easy. I'll also keep you guys updated. So that was how I caught the starting buys of USD JPY. Thank you.